Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video, we're looking at another large ship, and this one is called the Line Breaker Corvette, which is this lovely thing over here. So this is a large block ship that features a bunch of guns on here to blast your enemies with, as well as two types of thrusters, which are ion and hydrogen. And as you can see all the way around, I'm using a new skybox made by none other than Splitsy, who is a much better Space Engineers YouTuber than I am. Anyway, back to the ship. Pressing F10 and finding it in the spawn menu, the Line Breaker Corvette will use pretty much all the DLC packs. And comes in at 1026 locks. We do have a bit of information about it on the Steam Workshop page, such as all the weapons it uses, and of course the creator is looking for feedback on of course the power, gyros, armor, and everything else. So we'll just give this thing a thumbs up. I'll move all around to the very front. We'll have a quick look around the outside, we'll have a quick tour of the interior, then we'll fly around for a bit and slam it into the KST sitting in the background, which is another ship that I've got to get around to doing a video on. So all the way over to here at the very front, this is what we get. So we can see a camera which is going to be very useful from inside the ship to make sure we can see clearly where we're going. All the way down to here, we've got ourselves a window block with a transparent LCD screen sitting right behind it, which is where our main seat is sitting to drive this thing around and control pretty much everything on the ship. Just below that is a lone interior turret which will help with any kind of oncoming missiles, and surrounding all of this we've got some lovely clean grey blocks. If I was to zoom all the way out, we'll see two spotlights on this side to light up the darkness, as well as two large ion thrusters to help this thing stop. If we was to start to move all the way around onto the side, this is what we get. So we can see a rocket launcher right there, and just below that we got a artillery cannon to blast our enemies with. If we were to drop down just a little bit, oopsie, we got ourselves a large railgun, which should deal a nice lot of damage. If we were to look at it on the side here, we'll see some great use of our armoured panels just covering up the top of those spotlights and rocket launchers. Then along the side here, what we can see is a bunch of ion thrusters and some more great use of our armoured panels. Looking at it on the side there, we can see our big artillery turret, and there is the side of the railgun sitting underneath the ship. We've got another interior turret, and then our standard Gatling gun right there. Moving across over to this section, another Gatling gun, another interior turret. You can see a connector on the bottom there to dock this thing up, refuel it with any kind of ammunition or hydrogen. And along towards the back here, another ion thruster, the first of a few hydrogen thrusters. There's an antenna, some more great use of our armoured panels, and we can see some hydrogen tanks just sticking out the back there. Coming all the way around towards the very back here, this is what's going to push us along. So once again, we've got two large ion thrusters, then we've got one large hydrogen thruster, then a couple of small ones that should give us some great speed while moving forwards. These have all been semi-protected up by some steel blocks, just to help out with any kind of stray shots coming towards us. If we were to come all the way up and above and start looking down, we see some catwalks, some more armoured panels, and some great use of our sloped steel blocks. Looking at it from up and above there, we'll see some curved conveyors, some more hydrogen thrusters, some more catwalks. There is the hydrogen tanks on the opposite side. We can see some gyroscopes to help out with this thing while turning. There is a hydrogen engine just in case you need some additional power there, and a couple of ion thrusters to help move you down in space. There are the Gatling guns and interior turrets on the opposite side. There is our artillery turret, some more ion thrusters. Then moving along towards the front here, two more interior turrets, and there is where I'm standing at the very front. If we were to dip down right around here, we've got ourselves a sneaky little area that we can walk around into. Say you're doing some repair work on the top here, and suddenly shots start flying in at you. You can always just drop down to here, and just hide under this little panel here, and hopefully you'll be nice and safe and not get killed. Coming back all the way over to here and looking down, that is the very front. And all around, past our camera, past our little LCD screen, this is what we get at the very bottom. And once again, putting my light on because it's very dark, we see even more great use of our armoured panels just covering up the bottom of this ship. All the way over to here is our large railgun. There is the guns on the side, a few more interior turrets on the bottom. And there's some more ion thrusters to help push us around in space. At the bottom here, next to our connector, we've got ourselves a camera to help dock this thing up. And all the way over to here, another gyroscope, some more hydrogen thrusters, some more great use of our catwalks, where right behind there, we should be able to make out a couple of curved conveyors. And all the way over at the very back again, there is our large hydrogen thruster. And there we go, that is a very brief look around the outside of the Line Breaker Corvette, and it looks bloody fantastic with how it's all been set up. For a ship that only uses the colour grey, it's made some great use out of all the blocks to make it look visually interesting. A lot of ships that only use one colour do kind of suffer from a blocky look, but this creator has done a fantastic job at, well, designing it. Now what I can do is just grab hold of my character, come out of this little hidey hole, because now we've got to find a doorway to get inside. That's going to be all the way around onto one of the side parts. So the very easy to miss sliding door where I'll put my light on, there it is right there. In fact, I missed out while going around onto the side. We just come up to it, we press it, and now we've got a little airlock. Then once we're landed down, we can now close that up. Now open up this one, and we're on the inside. There is no auto door and airlock script on this, so you could add this in if you want to. The ship would greatly benefit from that because there is quite a few doors, and you could always benefit from a gravity generator, which this ship currently does not have. Coming through here and closing up that doorway, this is the first room we are greeted with. We've got a button panel right here, which is going to be for the air vent just over there to pressurize and depressurize this area to make sure you don't lose any oxygen while opening that door. We can also see that we've got very limited lighting in here, and I will put out a warning that it's going to get very dark in this video unless I have my light on. Yes, we can see some freight crates all the way around the room to store a few bits and bobs on. We've got armory lockers, we've got regular lockers, and looking over on this side, we again got some weapon lockers, armor lockers, and a conveyor pipe going along the ceiling. If we were to come all the way past these freight crates, we then got another armory locker around here, so you have a bit of privacy while getting changed. And there is our air vent right here. If we were to come out of that and move all around over to this section, we'll go towards the back of the ship first of all, then we'll head towards the front and then drive this thing around. So opening up this doorway, we're met with a few ways to go. We'll go and open up this for the moment, because this is going to take us to our sleeping quarters where, like I said, it's very dark in here. So we've got a few beds along the side there, we've got some great use of our passageways. That just comes all the way across over to this section. We've got a little light at the top there, and there is a conveyor port that goes all the way up and throughout the ship. Just come all the way around and out of this little area. There we go. Turning around and continuing along, we've got two ways where we can go. So we'll go this way first of all, because we can double back onto ourselves, which will then take us to the toilets, where we've got our simple shower and toilet setup, and a door to give you some privacy. So there you go. Once again, there's not really any kind of lighting in here, which is one of my biggest complaints about this ship. Anyway, closing that up, and then walking around to the opposite side, we have no way to go, so we just have to continue along over to here. And now we just loop all the way around back to where we just were, and over to this section, we then got our survival kit to respawn on and recharge yourself. Over and around the corner, another air vent, and right there we can see the edges of our basic assembler. Opening up this way and coming through, we've got a light finally in the ship, and we've got two gyroscopes to help turn this thing around. The floor is made of batteries, and we can see our hydrogen tanks that we saw at the top of the ship. And there is a warfare reactor to help power this thing, and of course to recharge your batteries. All the way over to here, we've got ourselves a rear control station to help fly this thing backwards. So if you're in an emergency and the front of the ship got damaged in combat and your cockpit got taken offline, you can fly the ship from the back here and get it to somewhere safe. Okay, just coming out here and walking all the way around, not too much else to talk about. And it's time to come back all the way towards the front of the ship. Just closing up that doorway right there we go. And all the way around past this section. The ship would greatly benefit from having an auto door and airlock script, as well as a gravity generator, where I think the best place to put it would be to remove, say, one of these and shove it right in there. Yes, that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, coming all the way past this little first section we came through, opening up this doorway, this is what we get in this section. So we've got a bunch of control seats and custom turret controllers. The custom turret controllers have nothing going on with them. We then got a lovely LCD screen telling us the time of day. Then here we are at the very front where we can drive this thing around. There is the transparent LCD screen, there is the window block we saw at the very front at the start of the video. Now I can bring up the HUD and we can test out what this thing can do, fly around for a bit, and then I'll just slam it into the ship sitting right behind me. So number one is going to be to fire our large railgun underneath there, but unfortunately I'm out of ammo because I'm still on survival mode. Number two is then going to be for our artillery cannons, which again is out of ammo. Number 3 is then for our rocket launchers, which once again is out of ammo. Number 4 is then for our artillery turrets, where, yes, you named it, we're out of ammo. Number 5 is then for our connector underneath to lock and unlock it. Number 6 is to turn off all of our thrusters all the way around the ship. There we go. Number 7 is to turn off our thrusters at the front there, put us into a cruise control, so if we want to start moving forwards, we won't slow down. Number 8 is then to view straight forwards. Number 9 is to view straight down next to our connector to help dock it up. And on tab number 2, 3 and 4 we got nothing else, so it's time to fly this thing around. Moving forwards, this is what we get. We got some fantastic speed thanks to all of these thrusters all the way around this ship. Coming to a stop, however, we are a lot slower, and we just about have enough gyroscope control to do a 180 to stop this thing a lot quicker. So here we come all the way around like so and start boosting forwards. Moving left, and then moving right, we've got some nice speed with that. And I think there's an asteroid above us that's taking out all of our sun. Moving down is a lot slower than everything else. Moving up, we're a bit faster than moving down, and we're a bit faster than left and right. But it's not too much of an issue at the end of the day. We've got enough speed from the back of the ship, and we've got enough gyroscope controls to actually move this thing around and utilize the back of the ship to turn this thing at speed. So yes, it's not too much of an issue with the left, right, up and down. But speaking about gyroscopes, like I said, we can get some nice control out of this. It's still very, very heavy. There's a lot of weight on here, but it's enough for us to be able to maneuver this thing around at high speeds and hopefully avoid crashing into stuff. But yes, that is pretty much it for the Line Breaker Corvette has to offer. It's a bloody fantastic ship. We've got a nice lot of firepower on here. It's got great design, a nice big interior that could just have a gravity generator slapped anywhere, and it would make it 10 times better while moving around, so you don't just suddenly just float away when you hit an odd corner. But yes, one final thing to do, of course, is to slam this into another ship, and I see the perfect candidate right over there. So there'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download it and play around for yourself. I highly recommend you do, as well as a link to the skybox I am currently using. And that was a fantastic crash. We just plowed straight through the KST. We lost the front of the ship, yet I am somehow still flying. That was actually really lucky. Look at that. If I was just to come out of here and put my light on, that was really lucky. Just shaved the top of the helmet. And yes, as I was saying, that's that for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.